What's up, y'all? Got a fun project today. Don't mind the echo. First off, filming this in my garage and the door shuts. It's cold outside, but got a fun project. As you can tell, we don't have running boards on the truck anymore because EVBase down here was kind enough to send us a new pair. They look awesome from what I've seen online. We're gonna install them together. I'm gonna install one side myself to kind of learn the process, show you guys how to install on the driver's side and see how they look. Let's dive into it. So getting everything unboxed now. Here's the right side running board. So in the box, you can kind of see, here's the other running board right here. This is the left side, so the driver's side, and they have them labeled on the box and on the boards themselves. So this is the passenger side, but one thing I already love about these before the install is compared to my older set, all of the brackets for both sides are the exact same. It's the exact same brackets, and all of the bolts are all the exact same size. They're all 13 millimeter. They're all the exact same for every single piece of the install, for the brackets of the truck and to the brackets to the boards. Let's dive in. Let's get the passenger side on, and then I'll show you the driver's side next. But I love so much the way these new ones look. As you can kind of see, they have like the Cybertruck triangle graphic going all the way down them too for a little extra grip. Super excited to see what these are gonna look like on the truck. Okay, passenger side done. Pretty easy. Literally, it's the 5 brackets, 15 bolts with a lock washer or spring washer, whatever you wanna call it, and a regular washer on top. The brackets all go in with 1 bolt, and then the boards 2 onto the bracket. Super easy. Took probably 45-ish minutes to do that install for the passenger side, and that was also learning what I'm doing at the same time. So not bad. I'll show you guys now kind of the basics of doing the driver's side. It's super, super easy and straightforward. So first off, here's all the bolts, the lock washers or spring washers again right here, the regular washers, all of them come in one bag. Just basically, you have the bolt, and then you slide a lock washer in first, and then the regular washer in on top. Goes onto the bracket right here, and then attach that right to the other side of the truck. I'll show you where the holes are already pre-drilled in the bottom of the truck. They're already just there. So super easy, no drilling. I'll show you where all the openings are underneath right now. One thing that I should point out, and you will notice, so this is the part of the bracket that goes onto the truck, and these are where the running boards attach to them. As you can see, there's 2 openings because they're universal to work on both sides. So for me, when I'm attaching this like this underneath the truck, I'm attaching all of mine on, or like where the bolts are going in, on the opening that's closer to the back of the truck. I did it for the passenger side. I'm gonna do the same for the driver's side. I'm pretty sure based on how I was installing them, if you do like just go back and forth, they will not line up very well. I could be wrong about that, but from my experience, that seems to be the case. So when you're putting them on, just make your life easier. Always just go from the same opening in every bracket. So you guys can see for reference, the front left tire is right there. So again, all the holes are already pre-drilled on the bottom side of the truck. So here's one right here. And then the rest of them are all on these like cylindrical cutouts from the plastic cladding. So there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5 right there. So everything's pre-drilled. Super easy install. We'll get the brackets on now. So the main thing is when you're installing these, again, make sure you pick the exact same opening of these 2. It might not matter, but for me, it made my life easier. I'm preferring to do like the one closer to the back of the truck. So for me, it would be this side. Just put it in, get down underneath. This is gonna be a weird angle, but it's really the only way I can show you guys this. So get down underneath. Do not bother tighten it very far yet because you're gonna wanna align the running boards once you get the brackets all on anyway. So there's no point tightening these things down because trust me, after doing the other side, you are gonna want to adjust them to kind of how you like. From my experience, the front one is always the most complicated for some reason. It just gives the most resistance trying to screw in. Once you get that one, the rest of them are pretty straightforward. All right, all 5 of the brackets hand tightened onto the truck. Again, you don't want to go any tighter than that because you're gonna do a whole lot of adjusting once you set the running board on top. In case I didn't say before, it does come with a 13 millimeter wrench, so you have that. All the bolts are 13 millimeters, but if you have your own, it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Next step, and also, if you wanna make your life easier, just go ahead and get all the bolts with the lock washer and the regular washer. Go ahead and get them all on so they're ready. And now, next step is just to set the running board on top, line it up. So you will see when you're unpacking each one of the running boards, there's an R and an L on each of the boxes. R is for the passenger side, L is for the driver's side. But even on the boards themselves, because they are side dependent, on the mounting brackets right here for the driver's side, it has an L. So you cannot mess it up. You cannot get confused on which side goes where. And these are the parts that will go in and mount to the brackets on the truck now. Again, can't really get any more straightforward. Just make sure it's facing the right direction, which is pretty easy. It's when the Cybertruck logo looks like it's facing you. And just kind of this eyeball line it up. You'll be able to see the brackets through the icons on the boards. Just kind of like eyeball line it up. And then once you start putting the bolts on, then you can do the fine tuning of how exactly you want it flushed up against the cladding of the truck. You don't want it really touching the cladding. It might rub it a lot, especially if you take the boards off. There might be a lot of like scratching later. But I like to have mine as flush as possible without it rubbing, basically. So yeah, you'll just take it, kind of line it up. You can mark the angle on the board with the angles on the truck cladding. That can kind of help you get a good lining up point. And then slowly tighten everything down, adjust as needed, and then do the final tightening after that. Again, I know I keep saying it, but for someone that's not a truck person or like a modification to vehicle person, it is one of the easiest installs you could possibly do. It's so straightforward. Welcome underneath my truck. So now, honestly, if you have a flashlight, it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier doing this. Just makes it easier to line up the holes. But now that you got the running board sitting on, again, just like when you're putting the brackets on the truck, just finger tighten everything. It's gonna make your life a whole lot easier if you have to make any adjustments. Just finger tighten all these, slide all of them. There's 2 on each one. Once you get it kind of lined up on the outside, because when you're tightening these, it's probably gonna adjust and shift around a little bit up against the cladding. So you wanna just hand tighten everything, look at it, do whatever adjusting you need, and then go in and work your way down, tighten it, and then I like to go back again and re-tighten everything a final time, just to make sure everything's good and really secure on here. But that's it. 2 bolts all the way down, 10 total. You will probably, because I don't think I missed anything, you'll have some extra bolts and washers and all that, I guess, in case you lose some along the way, which is nice that they provide those. So it's 15 bolts basically for each side, 5 for the brackets, 10 for the board to the bracket, each side, 30 total. Really easy. Before I tighten everything down, you can kind of get an idea of what the boards look like on the truck. The angle of everything, the coloring, it looks so good. It looks like it could come from the factory, in my opinion, with these boards on it. They look so good. And again, for me, I try to get, it's gonna be hard because of the shadow. I try to get as close to the cladding as possible without having it rub too much. Sometimes it's just because obviously there's discrepancies in the way these are built. There might be a little bit like this corner might touch or something like that on either side, because that was how my passenger front side was. There was really nothing I could do to adjust that. But I try to get, again, as close as I possibly can all the way down. Again, here's the front right here. As close as I possibly can, just so it's a more flush fit. And there we go. Running boards are on. Took probably right around 2 hours for me to do it. Again, that was with some adjusting on the other side. But again, I almost tripped over some cardboard. Super happy with how these turned out and how they look. Again, I think they just look OEM, and I like that they sit up against the cladding of the truck instead of below it, like my old ones did. It just looks more flush that way. But I am super, super happy. It's just because I didn't show it. Here's the passenger side too. Super happy with how these turned out. I think they look so good. So again, a huge thank you to EVBase for sending these out to try on the truck. I think they look fantastic. If you want to check them out for yourself, there's a link in the description down below, and I have a discount code. The code changes from time to time, so I'll have on screen in the description what the current one is. Different times of the year, they might be running different promotions, so that promotional discount might change. But if you want to check it out, again, on screen right here is a discount code, as well as a link in the description down below. Check them out for yourself. I love the way they look. Again, thank you EVBase for sending these out. Thank you all for watching. See y'all very soon in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.